Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We closed the 22-23 season with a good final game between Manchester City and Inter Milan. Manchester City became the champion and succeeded at treble, but Inter Milan certainly deserved the equalizer goal with the pressure they put in last 20 minutes after Manchester City's goal. And apart from all the excitement and drama in last minutes, I really liked how clear both coaches were with their game plans and wanted to discuss more about them. Let's start with Inter's build-up and City's high press. I really admire Inter's build-up play. They can use different structures that they can easily switch between regarding opponent's pressing strategy. They can comfortably apply many patterns with interchangeable player positions. However, as they could do against many good build-up teams, City could also put Inter in difficult situation, especially in the first half, and didn't allow advantageous progression opportunities for their opponent when they were building from back. City used their narrow 4-2-4 press with Haaland and De Bruyne strictly closing passing angles to the central zones, while Bernardo Silva and Grealish make the jumps from the first line to Inter's backline. Since Inter has better distributors at their left side with Bastoni, Çalhanoğlu and Di Marco, Bernardo Silva usually initiated the press and forced Inter to play towards their right side. Inter on the other side started with a wide 4-2 with Darmian and Bastoni next to Onana, Acerbi next to Brozovic, Dumfries and Di Marco at wide and relatively higher position. However, after their first attempt against City's 4-2-4, they switched to their asymmetric 4-1-4-2 with Acerbi joining backline, Dumfries pushing high, sometimes Brozovic as the single pivot, sometimes Çalhanoğlu or Barella joining next to him, and Darmian plays like a deep fullback. By using this structure, Inter hoped to open some space at the center by not only attracting City's winger during press, but also Haaland as well, but it didn't really happen. This finally forced Inter to play lofted balls to their wingbacks. City's plan was wonderful against this as well. Behind the first pressure line, we saw Gündoğan mostly on Barella, Rodri close to Çalhanoğlu but also ready to offer +1 at the backline, Stones between Çalhanoğlu and Di Marco, Ake on Dumfries, Diaz on Dzeko and Akanji on Lautaro. As Inter was forced to play towards their right side, Stones approached to Çalhanoğlu and Rodri joined the backline. While if Inter manages to play towards their left side, then Stones jumped on Di Marco with Bernardo approaching there and Rodri marking Çalhanoğlu. When Inter was forced to play direct balls to Dzeko, Diaz, who was in my opinion the man of the match, won majority of the duels against his opponent, and with Rodri and Ake offering support, City could collect most of the second balls. Although Guardiola's plan worked well for out of possession phase, City was not extremely effective when they had possession. City used the 3-1 build-up against Inter's 5-3-2 press. Behind Rodri, there were 5 players and then Haaland as the tip. A 3-1-5-1 or 3-diamond-3, which was structurally perfect against Inter's 5-3-2. Inzaghi obviously expected this and had a very clear plan to deal with it, but I think the plan had some flaws that City couldn't fully exploit. In the first half we saw Dzeko was on Diaz, Lautaro on Akanji, Barella between Ake and the left interior, at the beginning De Bruyne and then Gündoğan, Çalhanoğlu between Rodri and Stones, Brozovic on number 10, first Gündoğan, then Kevin De Bruyne for a limited time before his injury, and then later Foden, wingbacks on wingers and Acerbi on Haaland. When City was playing towards their right, Çalhanoğlu was on Rodri, Bastoni was jumping on Stones, and Darmian was coming next to Acerbi to offer +1 against direct balls to Haaland. If City was playing towards their left side, then Barella was jumping on Ake, Çalhanoğlu again on Rodri, Darmian on the left interior, and Bastoni was offering +1 at the backline. This was opening a sweet space for the region where Stones was occupying, but City couldn't use this space well. Both coaches were very well aware of the situation though. Even after winning the tournament, Guardiola complained about this in his press conference, and we also understood this with the changes they made during the game in this phase. For Inter, in the second half, we saw that Brozovic started jumping on Rodri while Çalhanoğlu started playing between Foden and Stones. However, in second half, Guardiola's tweak was to maximize the available space in the zone at the right half space. He increased the asymmetry of his structure by moving whole back three plus Rodri plus Foden a bit towards left side, forcing to increase the distance between the intermediate player, Çalhanoğlu, and Stones. However, in many cases, City continued not using this advantage, partially because of Stones' unfamiliarity with the interior role and his teammates sometimes being extra reckless. Eventually, City's goal came from the right half space and through overloading the left side of the pitch. On paper, this was exactly what Guardiola was planning, but to be honest, they were a little bit lucky. Firstly, in previous occasion, Stones and Bernardo Silva switched positions, so right half space started to be occupied by a player who is more comfortable as an interior. Secondly, it was a little bit accidental overload through some second balls. On top of this, Akanji made his first attack to this space and delivered a very good pass to Bernardo, who immediately sensed the channel at Inter defense. This goal, coming from the right half space, eventually made City the winner of Champions League, but City could have used the structural and positional dominance they had on the paper with this 3-1-5-1 over 5-3-2, and of course this space occurred as a result of this dominance much more effectively. After the goal, we saw an extremely tired and nervous City, but the luck was on their side in last 20 minutes. Although I'm sad for Inter, because I really believe they certainly deserved the equalizer in last minutes, I'm also very happy for Guardiola and City players to win this competition. I really think they completely deserved it with their form in last 4 months. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked the video, please don't forget to use the like button and subscribe to my channel. Until next time.